Hey, so today was a busy day. We had a lot to do, but we got everything done, thankfully. And tomorrow is another day that we have like a lot of errands to run, but I'm still going to have some downtime here, which is cool because I have some chores, to do, and like I kind of like I need this like in between times, and even like for example for laundry, doing laundry, uh, I'm gonna leave it there at the machine, and then we're gonna go downtown because I have to get my brother's his new frames and his new glasses. There is a match happening. There's a bunch of match happenings at the same time, but this one is like a football one, getting people very invested. But yeah, so what I wanted to talk about was actually my state of mind, because today was pretty good. I was able to ward off like the fantasies for a longer period of time. It kind of like ended up kind of like losing it like an hour or so ago to now, and then my head was just filled to the brim with like a lot of a variety of different things. But it's just now at the end of the day. Um, it's okay if it's happening just like that amount of time, like then I'm good with it. I mean it's better than nothing. So that's something. And basically, my focus has been a lot on my free time to work on my novel. That is something that I have already established that it is important to me, and that's kind of like it's also like the deadlines I've established for myself. They're kind of like associated with that, and I've been seeing like progress. Like every day I can write a little bit more, which is exactly what I need. Because you can go from like 0 to 100 right away. And I did find like that I was kind of like stuck for a little while there, because what was happening is that I was kind of like burning up like burning out, or not me burning out, but like the ideas. I was kind of like getting kind of like at this dead end, quicker than it was before. So we were at kind of like a crescent, and I was very worried because that is the opposite of what I need right now. Because writing is not only something that I enjoy doing. It's something that is good for my head. Is good. It's good for my head. Like in general, just lifts me up. It's something that stimulates me, challenges me, like all the things that you kind of like need from your to feel from your life. I can usually get from writing, but it's also specifically good for like mental illness, right? Like that's a way for me to channel my energy, to channel everything, and as a consequence, like I become more productive, when like I'm less affected by things, because my time is being kind of like occupied with writing and like that story, like that world. And it could be a variety of different things. For example, there were like my puzzles that I haven't really been feeling like assembling lately, which I mean, considering like how I was on kind of a roll for like well over a month, it kind of like it happens. I will get back to them at some point. I have my bricks and my boils, and I have some specific projects that I have, and they also help. But I also haven't really been feeling like doing them. It's kind of crazy how sometimes like you have the inspiration to do something, and sometimes you have the inspiration to do nothing. Although in this particular case I do have inspiration to do like some things. I mean, it's also kind of crazy because sometimes like you have an inspiration to do everything, so you're kind of like overwhelmed with the possibilities and like everything that you can do, and what you should do, like how should you prioritize things, like what is the criteria. But yeah, but so just like all in all, my head was pretty well today. I mean, I was kind of busy because usually when you're busy, it's easier for you to just let things go, because sometimes all it takes is like one moment of your brain being completely free from like anything and everything, for your day to be ruined. So when you have like stuff to do all day long, it kind of helps, not to let like that happen. uh but yeah, like I still am, like my plans are still in motion, nothing really changed. Which is kind of like interesting because it is like my perspective has kind of shifted a little bit, but like the final product is still going to be the same. And I've been kind of like considering like how exactly am I going to do it, because the ideal scenario would be for it to just happen, but like very unlikely that it's happening, just like that. So I have to set something in motion, and then we have the usual suspects, because I think for me the number one thing is the risk of like it not working out, and then making my situation worse. So I have like a couple, like I had three different possibilities that could kind of like work out, and but at the same time, like they have to work out, otherwise like they would just make things worse. And like if I am less able to do things, it's just going to be kind of like the end of the world for me. And and I would, even won't be able to do anything about it, so it's going to be even worse. But all in all, today was a good day. Yesterday was too. Yesterday we also had some stuff to do. My grandma, she wanted some things, so we ended up meeting her. Actually, not downtown. We were going to go downtown at first, but then we went to this store, this construction hardware store, and in the end, like we didn't get what she kind of like wanted to get, because it was kind of sketchy. Not sketchy, but like there was the possibility, because like the company was very much like, yeah, this is kind of the situation, if you take this, it is it's like at your own risk, basically. So you're like, yeah, that is better for you kind of save money for a little bit longer, and get something that isn't there's like that risk of like it not working out, and then you be able to do like nothing about it. But yeah, so because of that, we went out and we had some other things to do that we did. And yeah, having being out doing things, having their company was also really good for my head. And then tomorrow is going to be kind of the same. We have stuff to do in the morning, in the afternoon. Oh yeah, this morning we went to the ophthalmologist, the eye doctor, and I was not able to get my consultation because my health insurance, like it no longer was accepted there. And then this led us to kind of like realize that there's something wrong with my health insurance, because my parents, they changed it at the end of last year. For if I was to be kind of like put in the hospital or something, mine was in the infirmary, and they wanted me to have like an apartment. So we changed it, and but that was just that was the change. It wasn't changing like the plan. And that happened. So today, after that situation, I called them, had to call them multiple times, but they did fix the issue. I don't know when I'll be able to go back to or to having the consultation again, but at least everything was solved today. But yeah, but we had stuff to do this morning, in the afternoon, and now we're gonna go watch a movie, the new Captain American movie. I haven't seen anything about it, and that's kind of like how I like to watch things. Like I'm biased. Let me just see if I enjoy it for myself, because sometimes people are very negative, and like their negative opinions, like it's one thing for like their negative opinions to influence like what you think once you watch the movie. It's a different thing like why you're watching it, because usually it ends up detracting from like your enjoyment. So I just like to watch it myself, and then afterwards I can just see what the critics and what the people are saying, and whatever they think, whatever the fuck about the movie. Usually like I end up like agreeing with like some of a lot of the criticisms, but like it still doesn't detract from the fact that like I enjoyed myself. And these days nobody sells like DVDs anymore, or Blu-rays or whatever. I mean, actually they do, but it's like, at least like I was checking some of the stuff, like hundreds of dollars, not dollars, of Brazilian reais. I was seeing that probably because like they're imported, right? Because I was seeing like how to get a Dune 2, and it was 350 Brazilian reais. So I was like, that is absolutely fucking insane. Like this is not, you cannot charge. This is a crazy amount of money for like fucking something I can watch, kind of like for free, in my own free time. So that was that. But I don't know, this past few days have been kind of like a mess. Sunday I was very Saturday and Sunday I was kind of like very much down, and then I got better, and the thoughts are still there, the ones that were there when I was kind of a little bit more depressed. But I feel like the urgency to kind of like get things done, it just is not the same, thankfully. And as I said, I've already established that I do want to get my novel out there before anything. So it kind of like seemed that like me getting more writing, like it'd be bad in this context, but like not really, because I feel like working on the novel might be the closest thing to get me to change my mind, if I get my head back on that boat. you know, could really change things for me. Also, I'm going to get, you know, I'm going to see two different psychoanalysts. You know, one was a recommendation from my psychiatrist, the other was from a therapist who is, you know, a family friend, and it's also, you know, being kind of like accompanying me on and off since I was a kid. And I'm gonna go see both of them and just kind of like decide which one I'm gonna stick with. Yeah, this one's not one of those that I'm gonna go, you know, have both of them, because I think they could kind of like interfere, because, you know, I do have two different therapists, but like they're doing different types of therapy. You know, like this psychoanalysis, it'll be pretty much, you know, two different professionals doing the same thing, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up right now. We're gonna leave. Just now I have some stuff to sort out at the mall before we go to our, you know, our session. But all in all, like, I think today was kind of like an 8 out of 10 day, you know. I think I'm gonna start rating my days. I find it like much easier to rate days than rating anything else. You know, ask me to rate a movie, I can't, you know, like, I can't settle on anything. But like asking me to kind of like judge this day, this is an 8. Yesterday was also an 8. You know, even Saturday, you know, and Sunday, like they were like good 7s. You know, although like this is my evaluation, you know, today, like if I were to evaluate them, you know, on the very day, I might have, you know, come to a different conclusion. But that's it. Anyways, bye.